Taking notes in Easybib is a really great feature that we have access to. So in order to take notes, you're going to make sure that you're in the notebook view. Use the drop down up here and make sure you're in notebook, or you can go to My Projects and click Notebook under your project. So to start your note, you can either click New Note in orange or double click anywhere in the white space. The white space is basically your table or where you're keeping your notes. So you can arrange them, lay them out wherever you want them. Okay, so you double click to do a new note. And here you will enter as the title, not the title of your source, but what your note is about. So if it's about a question about Triss's backpack, okay? Or maybe it's a definition of carbon cycle. Okay, so give a quick idea of what that note is about. Then you choose your source from the list. In this case, we only have one, but this will keep you connecting your notes to your sources, so you never run into that problem where you've taken notes but you can't remember where it came from. Here's your direct quote. This would be a direct quote from the text. And actually, let me just switch to a note here. I just switched to a note that I've already done, just to give you an example so you can see a little bit more. So here's where I'd put a direct quote from the text, and when I'm quoting, I choose brief quotes, just 1 or 2 sentences, not much longer than this, and I want to choose quotes that have strong language or unique language or really saying something in a unique way. Most of my evidence in literacy class is going to be quotes because we're often caring about how authors say things. Paraphrasing is something that I do more when I'm using informational sources. So I'm getting facts or definitions or another person's analysis of something, but they haven't said it in a particularly beautiful way. It's really important for me to capture their ideas and put it in my own words, because a lot of times in informational sources, it's more technical information that I need to make sure that I'm saying it in a way that shows that I understand it. So there's paraphrasing. Sometimes I would put in a direct quote and a paraphrase, like in science. Maybe I'll put a quote here and then I'll paraphrase it in my own words so that I've got both of them for reference, and then I can later I'll probably just put the paraphrase in my paper. Okay, and then the comment is your commentary, as you often call it in your classes. So this is your thoughts, reactions, questions, connections. This is where you're going to make sure it sounds like you. It can be really informal. It's where you're processing your thinking about the source. So this is where you are center stage and not the information in the text, not just repeating it. Okay, the identifier, I only put page numbers in here, so if I'm citing from a book, I might put the page number that it's from, but if I'm using a website, if I'm citing from a website, I usually leave that blank. You can click Organize and put it by color, and once you have additional notes, you could select groups, but watch the video about how to create groups to get started with groups. When you just start taking notes, there are no groups, so really the only thing there to think about is color. All right, so that's how to take notes, and if you want to know how to take groups, check out that video.